Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can be saving a lot of money building out your own farm rather than hosting somewhere. Usually hosting plans at around 7.5, 8 cents, around that range. But if you were actually to build your own farm, I'll be showing you guys how much savings you can put in your pocket, and it is substantial. Also the strategy for why this is very important, why you can deploy different types of miners at a lower rate, and allows you to be more strategic as you plan your Bitcoin farm into the future. So if you think that's interesting, you know what to do. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, go to cryptollc.org if you're looking to build a data center, a Bitcoin farm, if you're looking to host, you're looking to buy, any of those things. So go to cryptollc.org. And before we get started, Bitcoin saves your wealth and Jesus Christ saves your soul. All right, so today's video, we're going to be talking about the strategy for Bitcoin, right? Your farm versus hosting. Going into the math there a little bit for various price ranges like 8 cents, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and so on. And if anyone's interested here, I am at the Siesta Beach in Sarasota. You can see the beach is starting to slowly open back up. I think it's still like not safe to swim in it, but they are like leveling out the sand from after the hurricane. You can see a lot of work has been done for the sand. They made it really straight. You can see little bumps, I think, from the tractor, whatever machinery they were using to straighten it. But it is slowly opening back up here, so that's good. So hopefully we can start swimming here shortly. Anyway, so the difference here, hosting and actually building out your own data center. So when you're doing hosting, let's say you're jumping in at 7.5 cents, right? It's a fair price. It's what most hosting centers out there have, 7.5. Sometimes it gets more expensive. When you switch to like hydro usually is more expensive. You can be talking about 8.5 for hydro, but for air it's like usually 7.5. If you go to a different country, like you go to Russia, let's say, you can get it for like, you can save like a cent. And then if you go to like Africa, maybe you can even save like 2 cents. But it is taking a bigger risk, and so on. But we're going to be talking about the strategy here, right? So if you're at 7.5 cents, let me give you the numbers here. And my numbers, by the way, are not at 0.5s. I'm going to just be talking in whole numbers here. So let's start off with, let's say, 9 cents. So quick math for you to do when you're calculating your power charge, right, your cost. Quick math you can do is take every cent and multiply it by 7,200. That's going to be the quick math. So you take every cent by 7,200. That's going to give you the cost per cent. So let's say you are at 7.5. You could take, and that's cost per megawatt. So 1 megawatt is 7,200 per every cent. That's your cost you're most likely going to be paying, and that's pretty close to the cost you're going to you pay basically anywhere. So at 9 cents, that's $64,800 you'll be paying. So if you were to find hosting and they say, okay, it's going to be 9 cents and we're going to host your hydro miners, your cost per megawatt is going to be $64,800. And a megawatt in hydro is different, obviously, because hydro miners consume like 5,000 watts. It's different, but it's probably going to be like 180 miners, somewhere around there. So that's going to give you that cost there. And then if you're going with air, your air is usually about 330 miners. That's going to be about a megawatt of air. There's wind blowing, so I'm going to try to get out of the way there. So it blows on my back. So that's 64,800. Now let's go down to 8 cents. At 8 cents, it's 57,600. Then at 7 cents, it's 50,400. 6 cents is 43,200. 5 cents is 36,000. 4 cents is 28,000. And then 3 cents is 21,600. So you can see there's a big difference here. So let me give you a comparison. Let's say you find hosting out there. Let's go with hydro. Let's say you bought yourself 180 miners and you're like, I'm going to host these miners. So you found a place, they charge 8 cents. Okay, and you have 1 megawatt of those miners. You would pay $57,600 a month to host those miners there, right? That includes management and everything at 8 cents, $57,600. Now let's say you went with us in our North Dakota project, right, that we're building out here. Going to be starting on it on November 5th. That's when we get our CUP. So let's say you get yourself a megawatt there, and the megawatt is a pass-through rate. So your pass-through rate is 3.2 cents. and then you're going to pay half a cent for management. So that means that you are at about 3.7 around there. But let's just average it up to like 4 8 to 4 cents, from 3.7 to 4, right? So let's go 4. At 4 cents, you'd pay 28,600, right? 28,600. And again, comparing this to 8 cents at 57,600. 28,800, 57,600. That's the difference. So when you look at that, that's basically double. That's exactly double price. And I want you guys to see those numbers, because if you're saving that 4 cents, right, you're saving those 4 cents, those 4 cents are going directly into your pocket, which means every single month there's like $28,000 dollars around there that's going to be going directly in your pocket. Now, that's a big chunk of money, right? That's every single month. That's not once every couple of months. That's not once every 6 months. That's not once every year. That's every single month that those savings will go directly in your pocket. So that allows you to run your miners longer. So if Bitcoin drops, let's say 20%, you're still fine. If Bitcoin goes down even 50%, right? Right now it's at, 68,000. If Bitcoin drops to 30 or 40, if you are on those hydros, S21 hydros, and you are mining at 4 cents, right? All in with management at the North Dakota site, you would be just fine. Nothing's going to happen with your miners, right? You don't need to turn them off. You don't need to put them on pause. You don't need to do anything like that. You're totally fine. You can keep mining. I mean, obviously your profits will drop initially, but as the Bitcoin hash rate adjusts for that, which the adjustment is every 2 weeks. So after 2 weeks of being such a low price, let's say, it'll adjust and your profits will go back up. But even if it doesn't adjust, you're still going to be very, very likely still going to be positive. You're still going to be positive even at that. But everybody else that's at 8 cents, mining on, S17s or whatever, they are going to be destroyed, right? They're going to be destroyed. They have to close down their mining operation and put their miners in pause. And other types of miners out there, they're going to have to go into pause mode as well. They're going to have to just turn off their farm for maybe a couple months and wait out this drop, and then once Bitcoin goes back up to 60, 70, 80, then they'll turn their miners back on. So that's the thing they need to do. But for you, you don't need to do that, because you are at that 3.7, 4 cent range. So those are the numbers there. So remember, 7,200 every cent at 1 megawatt, right? That gives you really, really fast math. You take out your calculator, you type in 1 megawatt, so 1 times 7,200 times 7 cents hosting, and that's going to give you your cost, or 7.5 or whatever it is. So that's a very, very fast way to calculate what you're going to be paying. All right, and then for strategy, so this opens up the whole entire idea, right, behind Bitcoin, which we tell all of our hosting partners, all of our mining, all of our clients. We tell everyone to always have a strategy. Don't just jump into Bitcoin and be like, oh, I'm going to start Bitcoin mining. I'm going to start hosting, or I'm going to host myself, or I'm going to open up a farm, and then I'm going to sell hosting. Don't just come into it with no strategy. You need to come in with a strategy. You need to be looking for good electric rates. You need to build out your farm properly so that it lasts longer, right? You don't want to put on cheap stuff. Put a cheap container, buy cheap Ethernet connections. Get cheap switches, get a cheap, everything, cheap router, cheap fans, and all that stuff, and not have a filter, not do anything, because after a couple of years, you're going to ruin your farm. Your farm is going to be ruined. You're going to ruin your clients' miners. You're going to do all those very, very, very bad things. It's just going to eventually destroy your mining facility, your reputation, and everything else. So you got to make sure it's all high quality, and make sure that your power is at a very, very good rate. So if you guys are looking for a data center, right, you're looking to jump in and get yourself like a megawatt, 2 megawatts, 3 megawatts, we have that available at our North Dakota site. We offer our clients a pass-through rate. So the pass-through rate is whatever the power company charges, that's what you pay, and then you would pay us half a cent for managing that that megawatt. So you get a megawatt, you get pass-through rate. Also, you can combine yourself with other partners or whatever, so you don't have to be just you. So you find someone that maybe wants to jump in with you, and you get half a megawatt, they get half a megawatt, and you guys can kind of share that 1 megawatt. That also works as well. So we have all of that opening up, and we could do some exceptions. we thought about it with my partner here. We could do some exceptions for smaller type farms. Basically, you would come in and you would purchase half a megawatt. We could do that. We could look into that, just depending on circumstances of the farm, because we might have something left over for you, and we could do something smaller. But mostly it's all just still at that 1 megawatt. So that's the strategy. You get the megawatt, you get 3.2 is the pass-through rate, and then you pay half a cent for management, and that's it. You're set. You're golden there. So that'd be, let's say I get averaging out to 4 cents. It'd be 4 cents times 7,200 times 1 megawatt. That's your power cost, all in, including management, everything. You're good. You're golden. And then at that point, you can kind of cool down. You know, have a, you know, basically you're not sweating anymore. You know, if you had a mining farm out there, you were paying 9 cents for hosting. You're not sweating no more. You are now at the sub 4 cents. So it's a really good strategy. And we tell all our clients, you know, this is the best way to go. And if you don't want to go with our North Dakota site, we can also help you find your own site. You know, look around at your state and all that, and help you find a farm if you want to have like something closer to your home, maybe for whatever reason you want to travel there, you want to see it for yourself. So we have those options as well for those type of clients. So if you're looking for that, we have all of that at cryptollc.org. That's going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys like it. Hope you guys like the type of content we're making here. You can see I'm trying not to cut any of these videos. Even if I make a mistake when I'm talking, I still try to avoid cutting it. I think it makes it more genuine. And you guys can see the mistakes I make as I talk. And I try my best. I try to get more articulate, right? But that's going to be it for this video. And make sure you guys subscribe, because once we start building out that North Dakota site here in like the next 2 weeks or whatever it is, like really close, once we start building it out, we're going to create plans, we're going to create all the engineering work, we're going to create videos talking about all that engineering work, and just start from scratch. Like as we start building out that farm, we'll create some great content for you guys. You guys can see exactly how we're doing it, how we're building out. By the way, it's 8 megawatts at that North Dakota site. So you guys can see how we start, you know, figuring out the placement of the transformers, the containers, the perimeter, you know, all that good stuff. So it's going to be really good content. So make sure you guys are subscribed not to miss that. That's going to be it for this one. Until next time, goodbye.